Hey, how are y'all? Crossgrave here once again. Sorry it's been a while. Lots been going on, been busy with life. Here's my update with the new starter deck of Jujutsu Kaisen for Union Arena. I was able to buy 2 of these from one of my local shops in my area. I ended up going to the release, not the pre-release, the release event for this. Did all right. I went 2-2. 2 wins, 2 losses. I think I ended up like 5th place overall. 4th place ended up leaving, so I got a couple promotional stuff extra just because he left and I was 5th. It happens. I'm grateful. One of the guys was saying that he ended up not wanting to keep some of his cards. He was just trying to do the pre-release, see if he got anything cool. Didn't really pull any good alternate art, so I ended up buying out some of the packs that he got. Got some pretty cool stuff myself. Ended up pulling this really nice alternate art 5 energy 1 action Sakuna. That's pretty much my best pull. It looks like Blue Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna really change the meta a little bit. Maybe some people are gonna try to run it. Some people are gonna try to figure out a counter for it, because I hear it's pretty insane. I went to my locals after it came out. It looks like some people really settled on some of the decks. I did play... my first round was I played purple Jujutsu Kaisen in the middle of it. I beat it. The deck didn't really have its flow yet, so I did pretty alright. But we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and open this up, see some of the cards. I have waited to open the second deck just so I can pull some of the cards, but also do this video for us, just so I can kind of do it. Starter deck. Really nice and handy. They give you this little playmat that you're going to play with. So you got the characters right there. Tells you how to play it. Your 4 frontline, your 4 energy, your 3 APs, your 7 life over here, your deck, your sideline, purple heavy removal area over here. You have your instructions to how to go about on your turn, your start phase, your movement, your main, attack, end phase, and then obviously you pass it forward to your opponent. You got some of the basic little yellow informational guides of what stuff does. Yellow step, snipe, double attack, double block, impact, damage to nullify impact, and then impact +1. So you can give some stuff impact +1. It's very nice, very cool. I usually don't do these. I love my little playmat that I ordered off of Temu. Most of my deck boxes are off of Temu. Getting back on this habit. You don't really want to spend a lot on the accessories just yet, so you're settled down with some of the cards. But yeah, I always want to buy quite a number of cards before you start buying really nice accessories and taking over. Make sure you have what you need, guys. Playing wise against your opponents, and then as far as visuals go. So I did already see that these are not the alternate art action points. A little bummed out, but I'm fine with it. I'm not really going to be playing Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm trying to build a deck for the rare battles, but that's about it. Just so I could get more of those participation packs. I really doubt the amount of people that jumped on the Jujutsu Kaisen. I doubt I'm going to be able to pull a really good deck. Still missing quite a few cards for it, but let's go ahead and see. I know I did hear the alternate art the super rares do come packaged differently, so I do know that that's not the alternate art. The really nice thing about this is you can get the alternate art for the starter deck at least. Some of those other cards look a little different from the booster packs, but so you have your starter deck cards right here. So you have your Kiyotaka Ijichi, very nice and very useful card. Let me go Go ahead and zoom in again. So he's your activate main, switch to resting. Once per turn, this energy gains energy duration until the end of the turn. At the end of the main phase, so before you switch over to attack, he gets sideline. 4-0 energy, 1 action point staple. Yuji Itadori, you get 4 of those, 0 energy, 1 action points. Nobara, when played, return 1 character on your field with 1 or less required energy to your hand. If you cannot return this character to your hand, so you're just bouncing back something for 2 energy. 2 of her. You always want to buy 2 starter decks just so you can actually fulfill, you can get your 4 of, if you only get 2 of something. Just like your Sukunas over here, you only get 2, so if you buy the 2 starter decks, you have your 4 that you need to play with. So 2 energy, 1 action point. Satoru Gojo, if this character is active, it gains energy generation. So tapped only gives you 1, untapped he gives you 2. So Megumi Fushiguro, 1 action point, 1 energy, 1 action point. When played, choose up to 1 character with 1,500 or more battle points on your opponent's field. It loses 1,000 battle points until the end of turn. You have 4 of those. Masamichi Yaga. Activate main, switch to resting. Choose 1 other character on your field. It gains 1,000 until the end of turn. This card really did me dirty on the release. My opponents would always have 1 in the back, so you couldn't really get rid of it. And then you're just tapping it to boost up, get some really heavy hitters. Once again, I had like 1 or 2 that I was doing the same thing. Here's your special trigger, your Divergent Fist, 4 energy, 1 action point. Choose 1 character, 5,000 or less battle points on your opponent's front line and return it to their hand. If Yuji Itadori is on your field, sideline it instead. And then your special trigger, if you're hitting it from your if your opponent hits you and it triggers from your life, choose 1 character on your opponent's front line and sideline it. You get 2 of these. Buy 2 starter decks, you'll be fine. Unless you're really lucky in your boosters and you'll get some, the alternate arts. It's nice. I got 0 of those. I got like 2 special triggers and they came in clutch during the pre-release. The release event, so it was nice and helpful. Sukuna's Finger. You cannot use this card unless you place 1 card from your from your life into your sideline or switch it to active. Yuji Itadori card on your field into resting. You just want to have him out, tap it. That way you're not losing from your life too early, or maybe you want to trigger something from your life and you're lucky. Draw a card, choose 1 AP. So it's a free action point. You get action point back and you get a draw. You want to throw these in your sideline, that way you could trigger some other abilities for other cards. I know some Yujis need it, I know the Sukunas definitely want it, and then your Malevolent Shrine definitely wants it in there. Domain Expansion, 3 energy, 1 action point. Your final trigger here, choose up to 2 of your AP cards and switch them to active. This just bounces back your action points, that way you have more to do for that turn. Once again, you get 2. That final trigger always comes in clutch. You want to run 4, which is the max that you can, just in case, for whatever reason, it's in your life, you get hit, it's your last one, you put the top card in your deck into your life area, and you're saved, unless your opponent still has a full board to hit you with. Then at that point, you hope you hit all 4 of these. Your Yuji Itadori, 3 energy, 1 action point. During your opponent's turn, if a Sukuna's Finger is in your sideline, this character gains 1,000 BP. So once again, it plays off of you eating your Sukuna's Fingers. So you want to use them, you want to sideline them. You don't want them in your deck, you don't want them in your hand, you don't want them in your life. You want them in your sideline. That way it triggers some of these guys' effects. He's very helpful because he becomes a bigger body during your opponent's turn. Your Nobara over here, 3 energy, 1 action point. your active trigger. Choose one character on your field, switch it to active, it gains 3,000 until the end of turn. 5 energy, 2 action point, Satoru Gojo. This impact 1 when this character attacks and wins a battle, deal 1 damage to your opponent. When played, if on the front line, your opponent returns 1 character on their front line to their hand. So you want to play them on your front, your opponent bounces back a character, so you essentially don't have to worry about attacking that turn. Kind of clears the board, so very, very helpful just to play them up front. Very big body, you do want them up front. Your Sasaki and Iguchi, when attacking, draw a card, place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. You're milling yourself, you're hoping you get a Sukuna's Finger. I doubt a lot of people are going to be using this. It's 1000 BP. You might be lucky and you might play one off earlier, whatever, and you're just like, hey, you know what? It's going to cycle through my cards, see what I find. Here we go. Your Sukuna, your super rare in the deck. Your raid. So your raid target is Yuji Itadori. You have quite a couple of them. You want to add more. You want to balance out your deck. That way you're always finding your raids and your targets for them. So raid. During your turn, if 1 or more copies of Sukuna's Fingers are in your sideline, this character gains 1,000 battle points. If 2 or more copies are in your sideline, this character gains impact. And then when played, draw 2 cards, place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. You want to hope and pray that you get another Sukuna's Finger. That way it gains the 1,000. That way you can hit your opponent for 5,000 instead of the 4. Or you want to hit that second Sukuna's Finger and give them impact, which a 5,000 body is very hard to deal with on your opponent's turn. You get 2, you get a non-foil, and then you get this very nice foil. Unless you're very lucky and for whatever reason you hit the alternate art. That one looks amazing. The Sukuna's colored in and the whole background is this very eerie purple back here, but the Sukuna's regular color just like all the other cards. Here you go. Your 0 energy, 1 action point, Megumi Fushiguro. 2,000 battle points, pretty helpful, but I don't think he has a raid in blue, so I don't think I'll be using him. Your 4 energy, 2 action, Megumi Fushiguro. When played, choose up to 1 character with 3,000 or less battle points on your opponent's field and then return it to their hand. This is the other one. You get 1 regular, 1 foil. Really good looking card. I just don't like its ability. Kind of wish it has a trigger. Just I wish it was a nicer card. The art style is very good though. Alright, your sight cards, 3 energy, 1 action point, Tokyo Jiu-Jitsu High School. Your sights come active on the field, activate main, switch to resting once per turn. You can only activate this ability if you have an event card. If you've used an event card this turn, all characters on your field gain 1,000 battle points until the end of turn. So if you're using your Sukuna's Finger, Divergent Fist, or if you're using your domain expansion, you essentially just buff up your characters. You get 2 of those. Or your other event card, Jujutsu High, first year's 3 energy, 1 action point, draw 3 cards, then place 2 cards from your hand into your sideline. Trigger is draw a card. Yeah, you're just milling yourself, hoping you get to mill some Sukuna's Fingers. Maybe you want to keep them in your hand, that way you can at least draw an extra card, but typically you want to get rid of all of the Sukuna's Fingers sooner and faster, that way you can use Sukuna. I know there's another 5 energy, 1 action point that I showed you guys earlier that also, I don't know if he does anything with the Sukuna's Fingers. Yeah. Reveal, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line, switch it to resting. It will remain resting the next time it would be switched to active. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Sukuna's Finger or Malevolent Shrine, a card among them, and add them to your hand. Place the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. I got 1 Malevolent Shrine. I'm gonna see if I'm lucky enough and I'm able to buy some off of somebody else, just because it is a really good card. I know they're like really cheap unless you're buying the release cards, which personally not for me. But I know some people want the high rarity deck styles. This is one that's gonna benefit you for your Sukuna's decks. You have your this came out of the booster pack, as you can see down here. Your UE03BT booster pack instead of the ST, which is the starter deck. But this card is activate main, switch to resting, choose one Sukuna card on your field until the end of turn. It gains all abilities listed below if you have the required Sukuna's fingers cards in your Sun line. So 2 or more, Sukuna gains damage 2. 3 or more, it gains snipe. 4 or more, it gains a plus impact. So obviously you want to pair it with him where he gains 1,000 for having 1. And if you have 2, it gains impact. So with this, it will gain double impact. As long as it wins the fight, you're piercing 2, unless your opponent it has like nullify impact that it's blocking with. But that's it for now, guys. I'll give you an update if I am somehow very lucky enough to complete this deck before the rare battle is coming up and I'm able to use it. My more concerning thing is like I really want the other action points that they're giving out for the rare battles, the Nanami and Gojo. Like art are really sick. It's the same as the intro, so it instead of the 3 first years, instead of Megumi, Yuji, and Nobara, you get your Nanami and Gojo, which it is really that's for the second wave of tournaments. I am confused. No, I want the participation packs for the alternate art cards that are the Gon, the Toshiro, I believe it is a Yuji, and then what is it for? Oh, it's what is his name from Code Geass? Suzaku Kururugi. That's what, like, because you have alternate arts with like really nice foiling that look really cool. As soon as Code Geass comes out, that's the deck I'll probably be maining, switching off from my Bleach to Code Geass, depending if I'm able to build a full deck. But that's my update, guys. Let me know how you're feeling about Jujutsu Kaisen, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, or if you're just waiting like me for Code Geass to come out. Like and subscribe, and I will be posting more videos soon as far as my local tournaments go, other release events that I can attend, and definitely updates as far as the rare battles go. I will be posting my Bleach deck here soon, and then if I'm able to finish this JJK deck, I will be posting that when it is finished. But thank you guys, have a good night, and see you soon.